Welcome back to Tagline Films, and of course, as we told you earlier on, this is the channel that is going to be giving you the latest and the latest transfer updates, sports news from all over the world, and of course, we are sponsored by H&S Gamers. As I told you earlier on, and I keep telling you, we are located in Makerere Chikwani on your way to Olympia Hostel. All you have to do is ask the Askari. He will direct you to the place, and of course, you'll come and play very many amazing games. You can also find us on our social media platforms, that is Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Of course, just to let you know, today we are going to be talking about the latest transfer updates, and mainly we are going to be focusing on the big teams, that is the Premier League. We're going to be seeing who went in and who came in and who went out. And of course, I, your host, I am Allan, and with me today is Dowie.
Yes, my name is Dowie. Thank you, Allan. My name is Dowie. Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel. We are going to give you the confirmed transfer news. The confirmed one. Keep tuned in. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we are starting with Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal, they brought in Gabriel Jesus, Fabio Vieira, Marquinhos, Matana, and Zinchenko from Manchester City. How do you rate their transfer as in compared to what they brought in?
Right now, when you see the transfers of Arsenal, we're looking at players like Gabriel Jesus and players like Alexander Zinchenko. I'm pinpointing them out because these are the few players who have really shown class. We are looking at a player like Gabriel Jesus, who has scored very many goals and created many. A player like Alexander Zinchenko, who has created very many chances, been a little bit better defensively, because we've been knowing Zinchenko in Man City as a player who is at least not very good in defending, but when he came to Arsenal, there's a way he changed his playing style, and the fact that he's being backed up by players like Saliba and the likes of Ben White, whenever he comes forward, I think the other three cover him. They cover the space, and he really backtracks very well, because we see when Arsenal lose the ball in transit, he runs back very fast to cover the space that is in their defense. I think
which it wasn't the case at City, so I think he's improving.
He's improving, and I really think Arsenal have gained in the transfers, because we see they have not lost any game. They're the only team in the Premier League to have won the 3 games.
Exactly.
I think Arsenal have really enjoyed the transfers,
and the players they are letting go this season. We're having Alexander Lacazette, their captain, Nuno Tavares, that is on loan in Marseille. Bernardo Leno, the goalkeeper, Lucas Torreira, and Pablo Mane. I'm giving the key players that were on the starting lineup. So there are so many players that have left, that are on loan, but we are giving you the key players, the one that have been on the starting lineup. So how do you see those players that are on loan and those that they left to go? For example, the likes of their captain Alex Lacazette.
I actually thought that they are going to be missing Lacazette, but it is so amazing how they managed to sign Gabriel Jesus. He's filling up the space and more. He's giving them much more than their captain was providing to them, and they are really having a lot of solidarity, the unity in the team. I think they are not missing any of their players that are left. For those who are unknown, I think it's their chance to shine wherever they are right now.
I think Nuno Tavares is doing great. The fact that he's a defender and has scored 2 goals so far right now. He's
a good player. I actually remember the goal against Manchester United last season. He's a good defender, but of course Alexander Zinchenko, with all that Premier League experience and the leadership skills that he has, I think Zinchenko is better than Tavares. Tavares just has to keep on improving, so that when his loan spell at Marseille gets done, he comes back to Arsenal and enjoys.
Let me ask you this: do you think Arsenal will miss Bernardo Leno? Because I'm seeing that Matano, the goalkeeper that will replace Bernardo Leno, is not that good. How do you see? Do you think Arsenal will miss Bernardo Leno?
Arsenal would miss Bernardo Leno, but the thing that Aaron Ramsdale at the moment is at his peak. Not really at his peak, but close to the peak. He's not having very many clean sheets, but there is a way he handles the game. And Matano as a goalkeeper, he's a very good goalkeeper. Remember last season, the first games that Arsenal lost, the first concatenative goals games that Arsenal lost. Bernard Leno was the one in charge. He really put up one of the worst performances.
Exactly.
And I think Arsenal were right to let go of a player like him. Bernard Leno is a very good goalkeeper, and it is not okay for him to be a second goalkeeper. I think it's actually okay for him to move on and to find a better step in his career, because when you compare Bernard Leno and Aaron Ramsdale, there's no chance of Bernard Leno coming into the stands.
Exactly, and he didn't. The fact that he didn't want to be the backup goalkeeper.
Yes, he didn't want to be the backup goalkeeper because he expected himself to be one of the world's best. I actually think they would not miss him that much.
Okay, and how do you rate Arsenal's transfer from 1 up to 10? How are you rating it?
I would say for the players that have gone, with respect to the players that have gone and the impact they had last season, and then the players that have come and the impact they are having on the game right now, I'd say that Arsenal, I'd give them something like 8.5 to 8.6, the way they've done their transfers. Because we are seeing Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko are providing much more than what Alex Lacazette and not Tavares.
And what is coming in, I think
there's a very big difference.
Is far better.
It is way better.
Yes. What is going out here. I also agree, and I'll also give them an 8 out of 10. Yeah, we are going now to Chelsea, and Chelsea they have brought in Mark Chukwuemeka, Raheem Sterling, Khalid Koulibaly, and Chukwuemeka. Sorry.
Yes.
Chukwuemeka. So how can you rate how do you see their transfer? How are they performing in transfer?
Transfers defensively. I'd say that they are doing good. The other transfers are trying to perform well. Disregarding the red card for Khalid Koulibaly, I think it was a harsh red card, considering the fact that he had the first yellow card that he got was not that fair. I think Khalid Koulibaly is a good defender, and so is Marc Cucurella. But coming in to the front side, the likes of Chukwuemeka and Raheem Sterling, I think they are really lacking creativity. Their creativity is very down, it's very low, because we are seeing they are not creating chances. The goals that they are having, they only have a penalty, and they are having 2 goals from centre backs. It means that all the strikers haven't been able to score. Raheem Sterling hasn't scored. Mason Mount hasn't scored. The likes of Kai Havertz, they have not scored. I think I'd say that right now Chelsea, their transfers were not bad, but bringing in a player like Raheem Sterling and then neglecting the fact that you're losing Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner, you're no longer having a typical striker, someone who is called a typical striker.
Even Timo Werner, there's also Andres Christensen.
Christensen moved on to Barcelona, but I think they're not missing that much, considering the fact that they brought in Khalid Koulibaly. They don't have to miss him that much, but of course they also lost a very good player in Anton Rudiger.
Yeah, exactly.
They lost a very good player in Anton Rudiger. Just that, okay, I'd say that their defense is really edging. Looking at Khalid Koulibaly and Thiago Silva, these are the 2 key defenders. These are players who are old, the players who are in their 30s. I don't think Chelsea really had thought when they are selling their good players, players like Anton Rudiger. Yes, Rudiger wanted to move on. He really wanted to move on, but as a team, knowing the fact that this is a player that you will miss, you always do the best. You always try your level best to keep him around. You just don't let him go.
I also think what Chelsea lost is more of good than what is coming in. So how do you rate Chelsea's transfer 1 out of 10?
I'd say that due to their lack of creativity, I will give them something like 5.5, because I actually think I'm actually wondering why they did not bring in an attacking midfielder and a striker. Those are the 2 key areas.
The transfer is still open. The transfer window is still open. Maybe they will think of it, but
they really have to think of it.
Yeah, I can give them a 3 because Chelsea is a big team as compared to Arsenal. far a better team. And if you're looking at their transfer, they are buying players that are expensive players, but it is like they don't know who to buy.
They really don't.
Exactly. Because it's not the money that they don't have money. They have money, but they are
right now the Todd Boyle is giving them everything they want, the money they want. As long as you pinpoint a player, Todd Boyle will just giving them money.
They are really not performing well in transfer, and I'm giving them a 3 because the fact that you really know what is wrong with that team. You know to have a creative midfielder, attacking midfielder, but you don't have them, and you don't. There is no sign of you getting. Again, they are looking for the likes of Leicester, back. There's a back that you want from Leicester, the one that is where that to. Yes. So if you're still looking
they're also looking at Harry Maguire.
If you're still looking for defensive, for the defenders, yet what is better than that team, they don't score a goal. Yes. Then I'm seeing it, they are not. It's like the one who is running their transfer is not really good.
It's not focused.
It's not focused. So I'll give them a 3. And moving on to Liverpool. Liverpool, they brought in Nunes, there's Fabio Cannavaro, there is Calvin Ramsey. And the one that has gone, there's Ben Davis, Nico Williams, Origi, and Sadio Mane, Takumi Minamino. So those are the ones that have left to Liverpool, and the one that have they brought in. There are 3 right now. Yes. So how do you see Liverpool in this transfer? How are they performing this transfer?
Liverpool, they brought in the likes of Dowie and Fabio Cavallo. I'm going to mainly focus on those 2. Dowie and Fabio Cavallo are very good players, but again they lost Sadio Mane. They will miss him. They will forever miss him. This is one of the greatest losses actually. This is the team that has lost. Actually, I would say that Liverpool is the team which has lost much, the most in the English Premier League right now, because they have lost a very good player in Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane is a very key player. We are seeing him doing the same thing in Dortmund, in Bayern Munich, and still coming back to AFCON in Senegal. He's really performing at his peak. Liverpool made the worst mistake, that was letting him go and replacing him with Darwin Núñez. This is a player who scores, but is not as aggressive and creative as Sadio Mane. Darwin Núñez is a player who wants to be created for, and Sadio Mane is a player who can try to create. He's very aggressive. He's very aggressive, very creative. His finishing is fantastic. I'd say that Liverpool really lost. They really lost a good player. Liverpool, I'd say that Darwin Núñez right now got a red card. I think one of the most idiotic red cards. The head bump was not really necessary.
It wasn't necessary.
Not necessary at all. Darwin Núñez should control his anger. We are seeing that Liverpool are struggling very much, creating chances. We are seeing Liverpool scoring awkward goals. Liverpool is not a team that was relying on scoring goals from corners. This is a team which was attacking. You'll be attacking from the left and the right, and then from the center. Because we saw when they tried to play Luis Diaz, Sadio Mane, and Mohamed Salah all together in the same team. They tried to show real class, the stability in the team. But when you're going to play Darwin Núñez, you're going to play Roberto Firmino. These are players who are not as serious as Sadio Mane, and I'd say that Liverpool really lost. Liverpool, you lost a good player in Sadio Mane, and he's irreplaceable at the moment. This is a player who had the team spirit, a player who was a little bit disrespected, because we saw Sadio Mane trying to argue here and there. At a certain time, Salah refused to pass the ball to Sadio Mane, an open chance. Salah missed the chance, but again, Jurgen Klopp removed Mane out of the team and left Salah to play. This shows the disrespect for the player, a player who is creative. This is a player who is trying to help the team here and there. He was also a Ballon d'Or contender. I think they really lost. I'd say that Liverpool, they brought in good players, Darwin Núñez and Fabio Cavallo, but you cannot compare them
to
Sadio Mane. And they also, you know, there are some players who are not always playing, but whenever they play, they put on class at the pitch. These are players like Divock Origi. They really lost Divock Origi. At the moments, at times like this was the time that you need Divock Origi. When you're having Roberto Firmino is injured, Darwin Núñez has a red card. It is now time for, it would have been time for Divock Origi to come and help the team here and there, because we've seen him anytime they've brought him in. He has been helping the team here and there. Remember him in the Champions League, that goal against Barcelona. It was a very good goal. Liverpool, you really made a few blunders here in the transfers. However, you made good signings. That doesn't take away the fact that you lost good players. Constantino Tsimikas, he was not playing regular football.
Good players, but they lost
very good players.
I don't think that Liverpool planned for this, for the injuries. They didn't plan for the injuries.
They didn't have that much.
They didn't plan for the injuries. So how do you rate Liverpool?
I'd give them a 6. A 6 because they brought in good players. But they really lost Sadio Mane. And Sadio Mane is there in Bayern shining. Busy scoring goals. They are here busy losing to Manchester United.
I'll also give Liverpool a 6. The fact, right now they are affected by the injuries, but I think they're good. They've made good signings.
If injuries are not there, they will be a good team.
They will be a good team. They've made good signings. The fact that they lost the money, but their signings are good, so I'll give them a 6. So moving on to Manchester City is Allan, Kevin Phillips, Sergio Gomez.
Julian Alvarez, who just came back from loan.
Exactly. Then there is the one that that left the team, Raheem Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, and Zinchenko.
Yes, I'd say Man City, they haven't used that much, and they really gained. You bring in a player like Julian Alvarez, a player like Erling Braut Haaland, they really lacked a striker. Erling Haaland is still lacking a few technicalities here and there, but the tactics, of course, he loved to learn them because he's in the team that has the best tactical coaches. He loved to learn how to dribble. That I know he will learn by default. They lost Gabriel Jesus, but Gabriel Jesus was not that a consistent player. And Zinchenko was not a player who was playing regular football because he saw Cancelo playing in the left back position, and Zinchenko not playing in most of the times. So I'd say that Man City gained. They really gained.
I also say that Manchester City gained
because
if you can see the players they lost, Gabriel Jesus. No, it wasn't a good way out to Man City, and Zinchenko wasn't playing. He was like a backup player. So I don't think they Raheem Sterling. I think if you can tell, if you can ask me, they will miss Raheem Sterling, because if you can see, Raheem Sterling creates a lot of chances in that match.
I know he wastes a lot of chances, but again he creates
a lot of chances. But if you can see what they brought in, like the likes of Allan, every match he improves. If you saw that game they played with Newcastle,
just missed a few chances, but
just needs time,
a little bit of time to get used to the league. But I'm telling you, they really gained in early.
So how do you rate them?
I'd give them a 7.5 because they brought in good players, but players who have not yet adapted. We just say they'll adapt because we know they are good players, but we are not sure whether Erling Haaland will really adopt to become the Erling Haaland who was in Dortmund, and they lost Raheem Sterling. That's why I'm giving them a 7.5, but they really had good transfers because they are winning 4-0. They made a draw with Newcastle, but that draw wasn't that much. You cannot blame them that much because I think it was just due to a good performance by Allan.
They were 3-1. They were down. So
they were 3-1 down.
Coming up to
they come back. It was very good. So you see, they're not really missing the players that have.
They're not missing them. So I'll also give them a 7.5. So moving on to Manchester United, there is Christian Eriksen, Malaysia, there is Rosal Martinez and Casemiro. They've just unveiled Casemiro.
Yes.
So how do you see? Because they've lost Paul Pogba, Alex Telles on loan to Sevilla. There's Joan Mata, Jocelyn Lingard, Nemanja Matic, Edison Cavani, and Dean Henderson. So how do you see their performing in transfer?
I'd say
Their
that
performance, in transfer.
the transfer performance is not bad. Looking at the players they've brought in, I'm going to say this in the context of the last game that they have played, because this is the only game where he had all his new signings in the team. That was the game against Liverpool. I'd say that they really had a good performance. Looking at Alessandro Martinez and Rafa Varane, the combination came in too fast. There's a way they have a lot of communication, because you see when Rafa Varane is marking here, it's Lisandro Martinez who is marking there. When Tyrell Malaysia has moved forward, we see Lisandro Martinez covering him. I'd say that there is really a good connection, Lisandro Martinez and Tyrell Malaysia, then Rafa Varane and Diogo Dalot. I'd say they really performed. And then moving forward in the midfield, they brought in Christian Eriksen. Not the best two starting games, but the last game against Liverpool, wow, nice game. And again, they have brought Casemiro. Casemiro is a good player, a very good player. And I know he will not be having regular football, because this is Manchester United. And they are actually having very many midfielders right now. Players like Scott McTominay, Fred, Christian Eriksen, the likes of Casemiro. These are all very many different players from whom this is a pool of very many players from which they can pick only two to play in the midfield. I think they made good signings. Christian Eriksen can be a good rotational player when you're having Casemiro, you're having Fred, because we see Casemiro and Fred, they play together on Brazil, so they already have a partnership. And again, you can also play. And
again, the connection is also there, because they are also having Varane in that team. Remember, Casemiro was playing with Varane in Real Madrid.
Yes, the connection can be there. When you're having Varane, having Casemiro, and you're having the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo in the front. Only that Cristiano Ronaldo is not having a lot of playing time right now, because you're seeing the coach doesn't even trust him to start. He only let him come in the last minutes of the game. I think the last 3 minutes, because I think Ronaldo came in the 87th minute. I think Manchester United made some good signings, only that they lost a good player in Paul Pogba. He was a good player, but a lot of injuries. Right now he's already injured as he's playing for Juventus, and he said that he's not going to be playing. He's going to work on his fitness. Without surgery, he said that he plays the World Cup.
Yeah, and me, I also thought that they will miss Pogba, but I don't think they will miss him, because the fact that he's been injured, he's been fighting with injuries, so I don't think they will miss him. And talking about the performance of United in transfer, if you're looking at Liverpool match, you can say like, oh, the transfer, oh, the players that came in were superb. Their
performance was good.
Was good. So, how do you rate this Manchester United transfer?
Okay, this could be a tricky one, because you see, they lost the first two games, but the new signings were not in the game. So when you're seeing they really put only a few badge. Like when you, for example, in the first games they only had Christian Eriksen, and then they later on brought in Tyrell Malaysia, then they played Lisandro Martinez once. So, but when they brought them all in at the same time, there was something special that they brought in. There was that connection that was coming in the team. The way Tyrell Malaysia marked Mohamed Salah, the way Lisandro Martinez was playing in the centre back, and the way Christian Eriksen was
I also give the coach the credit for that, because if you can see, they knew that Liverpool uses the wings, so they were defending the wings, because Varane was helping out the other side, the other wing of Diaz, and Malaysia was helped by
Lisandro
Martinez.
Muhammad.
So they knew they don't have money in the middle. So they weren't using the middle part. So
Actually, Firmino was not playing. He missed very many chances.
He missed a lot of chances. So the defense, Manchester United defense, was focusing on the wings.
Yes.
So and
we saw that a lot of man marking. He has reached an extent of wanting to fight, but
exactly. I saw that.
So I think they really had a good game, and if I'm to rate Manchester United, I'd give them a 7 because they lost the first 2 games, but due to their last game with Liverpool, I'm giving them a 7 because the midfield was very well.
I wanted to ask you this: don't you think that Manchester United is missing Dean Henderson? The fact that they don't have right now a backup goalkeeper. Don't you think that
they're going to miss Dean Henderson? But of course, Dean Henderson only played when David De Gea was.
And they had no option because he didn't want to be a backup goalkeeper.
Yes.
So and you couldn't start him.
I think Manchester United are focusing on bringing another goalkeeper.
But to me, if you want me, I want to rate you Manchester United. I'll give them a 6 because their players that they brought in, they are good. They are all good, but they need to bring more
they really need to bring more players.
Yeah, so that's why I'm giving them a 6.
But of course, as time goes on, we'll continue to see and give you more updates about how these these signings are faring in their new teams.
So how about Tottenham? Tottenham, they have brought in a lot of players: Fraser Foster, Bissouma, Soni. There is Disney, Udoji from Udinese. I haven't seen this one.
He hasn't played.
Yes. There is Clement Lenglet. There is also Spence and Ivan Perisic.
Yes, right now, I'd say that Tottenham is the team that has done the worst in the signings in the Big Six. Yes, they haven't lost that much. They only lost Huddersfield, but all the players that they have brought in, they brought in a bunch of mediocres. Richarlison, a mediocre. Ivan Perisic, a hustler. The other players are just people who just wanted to be playing in the Premier League.
I'd say that Champions League.
Actually, Champions League football. I think Tottenham is going to face it rough in Champions League. They love to understand how to. They will love to understand how they make transfers. You're going in for Champions League and you're signing the likes of Richarlison. You're signing the likes of Ivan Perisic. These are old people. If Ivan Perisic is an old man, he actually doesn't want to play for Croatia anymore. He's so old. I don't see good signings in.
The players they signed are good. If you can see, Carson has been putting in a good performance in Everton. But if you consider Tottenham standard, they are low, and they are not using these signings. Their signings they made this season, they are not helping them. There's no way they are helping them. If you consider bringing Carson, but no, he can't even score. He can't even score an offside goal.
Yeah, he's very funny.
Yeah, that is very funny. And you can see Bissouma. I don't know what's wrong with him. Is he injured or what? Because
Bissouma is not injured. I think he just lacks fitness, but he's not injured. Bissouma was a good player.
He was a good player at Brighton.
At Brighton,
but I think Tottenham just signed players because these big teams wanted them. So they rushed and signed them before these players were taken by these big teams. They competed with the big teams in transfers, and they didn't sign what they wanted, what they really wanted.
Okay, I'd say that you never know what's in the mind of Antonio Conte, because he always has a lot going through his mind. He has a lot of plans, and I know he has where he's going to be using his players. For example, in October, teams are going to be having very fixed games. This is the time that is going to show you that he made a good transfers. But at the moment, not good.
Yeah,
not
maybe,
good.
yes.
But
You
in
might-
October,
you might-
they
you
may
might-
be of good help when you're mixing, you're bringing in, you're resting Son, you're playing with Charlton. But
unless you're playing Carling Cup or FA, there you can play. But even Champions League, they can't play. You need your first team.
yeah, in Champions League, you have to play your first team.
Exactly. So that's all we've been having in transfer. Thank you. Those are confirmed transfers. Are really confirmed transfer, not rumors. So in case they bring in transfer from those big teams or from other teams, we'll be letting you know. Yeah, thanks for tuning into our YouTube channel. Keep tuned in. This is that channel that will bring you the best in sports news. Don't forget the US Open is about to start.
Yes.
And Belgian Open for the lovers of Formula One. Don't miss it. It's going to be this Sunday. So keep tuned in. We'll be giving you the who won that race. So keep tuned in. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.